Hey grade 7, welcome to another edition of Mr. V Teaches Math. And today, folks, what we're going to do is look at some problems involving percents that are greater than 100. So what we'll be doing is, by the end, looking at increasing the value of a number by using percents. So we're going to understand, first of all, that you can calculate problems involving percents greater than 100. And then we're going to use various strategies to solve problems involving percents greater than 100. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about this sort of interesting thing called the Canadian Consumer Price Index. And what this is it shows how much it costs to live today compared to 10 years ago. So I went on the StatsCan website and I checked out what the Consumer Price Index, also called the CPI, how it compares to how much it cost, say, back in 2002. And for September of this year, in 2013, StatsCan reported that the CPI was around 123, which means that it costs not 120%. It means it costs 123% of what it cost to live in 2002. Kind of confusing, but all it says and what it's telling us is that it's 23% more expensive to live today than it was 10 years ago. So the price keeps kind of going up and up and up. And so it's kind of a bummer to think about things like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through and build on some learning. So we're going to calculate a few things. First of all, what 50% of 1,000 is. And this we should be able to do, remembering back from a couple lessons ago. We can convert to 0.5 of times, and then we have 1,000 equals, and I shouldn't really need to do the calculator, it's $500, it's $500, half of 1,000 is $500. I'm going to bust out my calculator though. 75% of 1,000, do it this way, decimal. So decimal 75 times 1,000 equals $750. 100% of 1,000 is actually just 1 times 1,000. It's all of $1,000, which is $1,000. And then this one, 23% of $1,000. So this becomes 0.23 times 1,000, which is 230. And so the question that I'm thinking about here is, what amount do you get when you add the amount from C to D? And so we have $1,000 plus $230 equals $1,230. Okay, moving on. So a little tip as we think about these things, as we think about this problem, but as with percents that are less than 100%, percents that are actually greater than 100%, can still be written as fractions and decimals. So if I think about this number of 140, I can actually say that it's 140 over 100. This percent is still per 100. It's 140 over 100. And if I do that division of 140 divided by 100, I actually end up with 1.4, which is the decimal equivalent of 140%. So let's do some quick figuring. Let's figure this out. We're looking at 123% of $1,000. We just saw that 140% is 1.4, so 123% is actually going to be 1.23 of means times, and then $1,000 is equals. Okay, so 1.23 times 1,000 actually equals $1,230. Now, what's the takeaway from this? Well, a couple of things. First, something that cost $1,000 in 2002 now costs $1,230. Okay? So things get progressively more expensive. That's how the Consumer Price Index works. Secondly, you'll notice from back here, if I break 123% down into 100% and 23%, and I figure out what 100% of 1,000 is and then 23% of what 1,000 is, and I actually add those numbers together, I get the same answer. I still get 1,230%. So if you want to find out what 100% or 140% of a number is, you can find out what 100% is and 40% is of that number and then add those two together to get your answer. Or you can do it this way, where you convert to a decimal and then figure it out that way. Okay? So that is percents greater than 100.